Recording in progress.
There we go. So, welcome everyone. Welcome. This is your Forex Basics 101. Now, this class is strictly for beginners. So, remember, when you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to type it in the chat if you need to, Tanika, or raise your hand, and I'll definitely take you off mute and everyone else too. Okay. So, we're gonna go and get started. So, what are we going to be covering? First, let's get the disclaimer out the way. I am not a financial advisor, so know that forex trading has large potential rewards, but it also have risks. The information I'm going to provide for you over the next few days are for educational purposes only. Any trades that you enter, although we will be doing demo account, you enter at your own risk. All right, now we got the legalities out the way. So when it comes to learning how to trade Forex, this is what we're going to cover over the next couple of days. For one, you need to make sure that you get educated. So go ahead and congratulate yourself because you're on this class getting educated. So that's a plus. The next thing you're going to need to trade Forex is to download a free app. Many of you have already emailed or texted me saying that, hey, you downloaded the app, so you're good to go. And that's MetaTrader 4. Okay, I'm typing in the chat just to make sure you know it's from MetaTrader 4. All right, that is the app we're going to be using this entire time. The next thing is going to choose a broker. I'm going to go over that this evening as part of the training for this evening. You're going to practice on demo. So remember I said you're trading at your own risk, but we're not using live money because you are learning. So we're going to practice on demo. I'm not going to show you how to fund open a live account because it's only 3 days. So you're not going to become an expert Forex trader in 3 days. So we're not even going to use your live money. And then the last thing I'm going to show you how you can learn and actually earn. Okay, so those are, you can take a screenshot of it when it comes to trading Forex. As long as you have these 6 things, you'll be good to go. The agenda for today, we're going to cover exactly what is Forex, because remember, this is a beginner's class, and some people don't really understand what Forex is. I'm going to teach you a little bit about when to trade Forex pairs. We're going to go over risk management, such as lot sizes, pips. I'm going to show you how to take a trade. We're going to go over more risk management, such as stop loss and take profit. And as you see, majority of the agenda is on risk management because a lot of people come in here and blow their accounts, and we're definitely going to minimize that. The first thing, what exactly is Forex? So Forex is simply the largest, most liquid financial market in the world, and it does an average of 7 trillion per day, including cryptocurrency. So when it comes to the foreign exchange market, just to break it down a little bit deeper, think about it as if you're over in the U.S. and you go over to Mexico. You have to exchange your U.S. dollars for Mexican pesos. When you get ready to come back, you notice you might get a little bit more because the U.S. dollar is higher than the Mexican peso. So instead of going over physically doing that, we leverage on the Forex market, doing it all through our app called MetaTrader 4. Okay, so we do it all online. And a lot of your banks actually utilize the funds in your bank account to trade in the Forex market, because although the stock market does, I believe it's like 3 billion per day, you see here the foreign exchange market does over 7 trillion per day. Okay, so I'm glad you're on here learning this. And then a lot of the statistics show that less than 1% of the world take advantage of it, and it doesn't take advantage of it because they don't know how, and some don't know that they can. So like I said, congratulate yourself because you're on here this evening. Now, another powerful thing about the Forex market, there's no special requirements. You don't have to have a prior, PhD. You don't have to be went to school. You don't have to have anything except for a computer. If you don't have a computer, you can do it from your phone or a tablet, but you must, it's no exceptions, you must have Wi-Fi. Okay, in order to make this work, you have to have Wi-Fi. Another advantage is that you can trade on it daily, 7 days per week. So in the stock exchange, you can it stops, I think it's 4 or 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. In the foreign exchange market, we're dealing with currencies, okay? And money never stops. So although we're over in the U.S. and our banks are closed, other countries' banks are still open. So that's the leverage of the Forex market. Okay, we're going to keep it moving. So anytime you're looking at the Forex market, we actually trade them in pairs. Okay, they're always quoted in pairs because it's 2. 2 is a pair. So when you break it down, because I'm going to break it down nice and simple, but remember, when you have questions, let me know. So in the Forex market, everything is based upon a pair. So what does that look like? EUR. Don't get caught up on the learning what the abbreviations are for. The more you start to study this, you're going to see that it's going to come into play. Let me lock the meeting real quick. Boom, there we go. So when you're starting off, EUR is for Euro, USD is for US dollars. So there's different ones, and I'm going to show you the next slide. But when you're trading in pairs, the first part, see the EUR? Bring this over. EUR is your base currency. Now, don't get stuck up on it. Just like take a screenshot of it, and it's going to make sense the more you start to trade. And then your second part of it is called your quote currency. And at all times, you're normally buying and selling. So if you're buying one currency, okay, you're selling the other. If you're selling one part of the currency, you're buying the other. For example, say for instance, when you're looking at this pair, the quote currency tells you exactly how much of this part you need to purchase a euro. So if I'm like, okay, I want to go ahead and purchase this, it's going to take me 1.35361 worth of US dollars to purchase 1 euro. Okay, but it's going to make great sense. Just wait. The next thing we're going to go over is the different pairs. See, the watchers are always listening. So it's the different pairs. So you normally break it down into your major pairs, minor pairs, exotic pairs. Don't worry about memorizing this yet. This is just so that you're aware of it. So then once we go over to the MetaTrader 4 app, trust me, it'll start to make sense, okay? So the major pairs, just think of it as major pairs always include your USD. So anything with USD in it is a major pair. So you see EUR USD, USD JPY, GBP USD, AUD USD, they always have USD in it. So you know that's a major pair. Okay, a lot of people trade the major pairs because it's more volatile. Okay, you're able to get way more movement out of it because it's a major pair that includes the USD. And then you have your minor pairs. Your minor pairs don't necessarily move slow, but they don't move as fast as your major pairs. Okay, so you have your minor pairs here. Think of it as anything that does not have the USD in it. Okay, and then of course you have your exotic pairs. When it comes to exotic pairs, these are, we was talking about the Mexican peso. You trade against just different countries, right? But the spreads are going to be a lot larger, so we're not even going to cover that during this course. Now, another thing to know is that when it comes to trading in the Forex market, we break it up into sessions. So remember I was saying that when we're trading, just because the U.S. is closed, the other banks are still open in other countries. So it works the same way when you're trading the Forex market. So for instance, the New York session starts at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And a lot of people trade the New York session because majority of the U.S. is up. So a lot of people trade that. And then when you start to get really deep into this, you're going to notice that different pairs do very well during certain times. So if you're trading USD pairs, why would it do well during the New York session? Because it's USD, and the USD in the US, we're up. So of course it's going to be moving faster for us. But say for instance, you're trading in the Sydney session and Tokyo session, aka the Asian session, you're going to trade pairs that move during the Asian session, such as your JPY, which is your Japanese yen. So when you start to really dive deep into this, when you start choosing your sessions that you're going to trade, only trade the pairs that are actually moving during that time. Although it's a Forex market, it's 24/7, so it's constantly moving, but you want to be involved in the market when it's way more volatile so you can get in and get out. Okay, does that make sense? And then of course we have the London session. There we go. The London session, which is at 3 a.m. Eastern time. A lot of people trade the London session because between the 3 a.m. and starting at 8 a.m., a lot of people are trading that time. So if you ever are up during that time, that's a great time to trade. All right. So let's move on. So remember I'm talk a lot about risk management and why is risk management essential when it comes to Forex trading. For one, it keeps you from over leveraging. What does that mean? That means that if you know you only got, say, $100 in your account, when you have the proper risk management, you're not going to go ahead and just trade whatever. No, you're not going to do that because you understand leverage. And then another thing with risk management, it keeps you from gambling your funds away. A lot of people come into the Forex market and they're like, hey, I heard I can get rich quick. I'm here to tell you, do not get rich quick off of it. But I can show you how to properly build and compound over time. Okay, so we're not gambling here. And then another thing, when you practice risk management, it allows you to keep more of your profits than you lose. So you'll hear a lot of people say, Forex doesn't work. That's because they don't understand the risk management part. And if you can get that from the start, that's why I start off with that, you're going to do very well. And then of course, with proper risk management, it reduces stress. Because when you're new to this, trust me, it's probably going to be on edge a little bit until you get a little comfortable with it. But at first, you're going to be anxious to get into the trades. You're going to be probably watching your phone 24/7 when you don't have to do that when you have the proper risk management. But we're going to go over it. All right. So when it comes to risk management, one of the things I want to cover are lot sizes. Now, when you come into the market, it's going to ask you for your lot size, and you decide that. You decide your own risk management. The market can never take everything from you. It's all about what you are giving to the market. So when it comes to lot size, you got to know that when you're choosing brokers, we're going to go over brokers. It's going to trade in micro lot, mini lot, standard lot. So when you over here in the Forex market, now we're talking money. So money has a different language. So when it comes to the Forex market, the language of money is called lot sizes. So this is how everything is measured. So when you're looking at it, and say for instance you had say $50 in your account, you was like, I don't want to trade no more than 10 cents when I enter a trade, then you know you're going to choose a micro lot. So you see it says 0.01, but remember we're talking money, so it's different in the Forex side. So that's not 1 penny you're trading, that is 10 cents. If we take it up a step and say mini lot, it says 0.10. You would think, hey, that means I'm trading 10 cents. No, move the decimal point over, you're trading $1. And then if you take it up, which you shouldn't be doing at first unless you got like over 5 G's in your account, it's a standard lot size. So you would think, hey, now I'm risking $1. No, you're risking $10 every time that market moves. So what I like to teach here is you start off with the smaller one, which is the micro lot, which is 0.01, and you're trading 10 cents per pip. And we're about to go over pips on the next slide. So when it's saying 10 cents per pip, I mean each time that market moves up a step, you get 10 cents. Now I know it sounds small. You're like, hey, Keish, I put on the survey, I want to make at least $1,000 per month, but I'm going to show you how you can properly do that with compounding. Okay, so we're going to take it nice and easy here. All right, so when I talk about pips, pips is how the market moves. So instead of moving up, I'm going to keep it real simple for you. Steps, we call it pips. So each time that market moves, it moves up a pip, aka a step. So an example, either I'm going to show you tools tomorrow on how to calculate it, because you don't have to be good in math to do Forex, because I suck at math, so I used all the tools. So when you're calculating, say some people like to be very technical and calculate on their own, say we were using EUR USD, which is the euro against the US dollar. So if it moved from 1.1025, right, and because we never count the last digit was called a pipette. So example of that, say when you go to the gas station and it has the prices, you always see those two smaller numbers. Those are your pipettes. We don't calculate those. Instead, we calculate the 4 digits before. So when you're looking at EUR USD, say if it moved from 1.1025 and then it moved up to 1.1035, all you're doing is calculating the difference between 25 and 35. So when you calculate 25, how many times, just take 25 to get to 35, that's 10 pips. So if you went up 10 pips in the market and you only invested 10 cents, you just got some profit. You invested $1, you just got $10. You invested $10, you just got 100 off of just 10 pips. But we're going to go over strategies next. And it's the same thing if it went down, because in the Forex market, what's different from the stock market is when the stocks drop, you're like, oh, okay, I'm losing money. But in the Forex market, you're able to leverage, because remember, with the pairs, you're always buying and selling and buying. So in the Forex market, you can leverage selling as well. Okay, now we're going to do an example of it. All right, the only difference of this particular rule is when you're looking at the JPY pairs, which is your Japanese yen pairs. So the only difference is up here, remember we had 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, right? Your Japanese pairs, you only go on for the two digits. Okay, so it's the same thing though. So 20. There we go. 20 and 40. The difference is 20 pips. So if that market was to move, you just got 20 pips. If you did 10 cents, you got that amount. You did $1, you got 20, and then so far and so on. But it goes up higher and higher. So I like to tell people, especially in the beginner classes, if you can get $10 out the market a day, it's just a change of a lot size, because now you're growing your account. So if you can get $10, you can get $100 a day. You get $100 a day, you can get $1,000 a day just by having proper risk management and knowing when to increase your lot size. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, a lot of people think that also when you're inside the Forex market, you got to we sit here staring at our charts all day, because that's the whole concept. They think, hey, when you're trading, I got to have 1,000 hours set aside a day, and I got to sit in front of the charts all day long. That is not true. When you're trading, you can set what's called market order. We're going to cover that on the next couple of slides, but you can automatically set your trade. So once you have that app downloaded, we're going to go over it tonight, the MetaTrader 4, and you input certain numbers like your take profit, okay, your stop loss, the trade is going to automatically close on your behalf when it reaches that level. So what exactly is a take profit? To keep it simple, it's simply, hey, let me get my money out the market, and it automatically closes for you. But for technical terminology, a take profit order automatically closes an open order when the price reaches a specified threshold. And this take profit is what you set. So when you hear people saying, man, I blew my account, remember, you set your own take profit. You set your own stop loss. So that's why I said when you learn this stuff from the beginning, you shouldn't be blowing any accounts out there. That means that you lost all your money. So you shouldn't be blowing any accounts, okay? So it is an order used by currency traders to automatically close their position once a certain profit has been made. So instead of me sitting waiting like, okay, I want to go ahead and get, because maybe I only got $100 in my account. So if I can get at least $10 every day, that's going to grow over time. So once it reaches $10, I want to go ahead and, just get my money and I'm out and I trade again the next day. That's what your take profit is. It automatically takes you out at the profit that you specified. Okay. The next thing is stop loss, because we know, and if anybody tell you they win in all trades, they're telling you stories. I'm here to be honest with you. But we know that we cannot properly predict the market 100% of the time. So how do we reduce, having those losses? Okay, because you're going to have them. I'm going to let you know you're going to have some losses, but how do you minimize that? That is called setting a stop loss. So think about the name, stop loss. It's going to stop you from losing your entire account. Okay, so that's another thing that's automatically set that you're going to set. Okay, over the next couple of days, I'm going to give it to you. Okay, but then you're going to learn the actual strategy and you can start setting your own. But to get you comfortable, I'm going to give you your stop losses, give you your take profits to put into the market. Okay, but your stop loss, say for instance, like this example here, you see it's going up. Although, yes, I said in the Forex market, you can leverage a buy and a sell, but you have to be in a sell to leverage the sell. Okay, but we'll get deeper into that at another time. So say you're in for a buy order, it's going up. You didn't have your take profit set. That's why we had to take profits, because the take profit would have kicked you out. You would have been in profit. You go about your day. But you didn't have it set. You was like, hey, I want to be greedy today and try to take everything. The market won't allow it. Trust me. And it starts to move down. You're like, oh man, you could have got back out right here. Nope. But then it started to reverse and say you did not have a stop loss in. Now you just blew your account. But when you have a stop loss in, because you're like, hey, I don't want to risk any more than $5 on my $50 account. I don't want to risk any more than $10 on my $100 account. I don't want to, so far and so on, depending on your percentage you want to, you're risking per day. But your stop loss in place, now you just protected your account. Like I said, we're going to show you how to keep more than you lose. But how do you do that? By making sure you have the proper parameters in place, by having your take profits, by having your stop loss in place, and then making sure you having a correct lot size. All right. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, definitely let me know. Okay. The next thing, when it comes to the market, remember I said at the beginning, a lot of people think we got to stare at the charts all day. No, there are two types of orders. Well, it's multiple orders, but the two, say, generalized types are pending orders. So if you're like, you work, okay, you're like, man, I don't have time to sit there and just be able to click the button when I see everything set up. You're going to set up what's called pending orders. That means that you are automatically from the start putting into the MetaTrader 4 exactly where you want to get in at. You put in that price, and then you go ahead and put in your take profit and stop loss. But then you have your market orders, aka your instant execution orders, aka your buy now, sell now orders. Those are you clicking the button right now. Whatever the price is in the market after you did your chart markups, you're like, hey, I want to get in right now. You're clicking the button right then and there. That's a market order. Most people who work, they definitely do the pending orders. So during the next 2 days, I'll be putting inside the group pending orders and market orders so you can kind of get a feel for how it goes. And I'm going to put this cheat sheet inside the group as well, but you can go and take a screenshot of it. This tells exactly what your buy stops are, your sell stops are, but we're definitely going to cover that. It's more, when it comes to Forex trading, it's more of a hands-on. You could learn all the terminology and try to get it all in at first, but it's not going to really make sense until you do the hands-on part of it, like visually see it and pushing those buttons. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, the app we're going to use, like I said, many of you have already downloaded, is MetaTrader 4. Now, by us being they call us retail traders, because we're not coming into the market with trillions of dollars, all right, billions of dollars. We're called retail traders. And what the retail traders do to get into the market, we have to utilize certain platforms. And the platform we're going to utilize is MetaTrader 4. Think of MetaTrader 4 as your middleman. Okay, so instead of us going down to Wall Street, you've seen the movement like buy, 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 sell, 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 and people down there handing out papers and stuff. No, we don't do that. Instead, we open up our app, whether it's on your computer, tablet, or phone. We open it up and we do our trading from there. Okay. Now, before you place any trade, like I said, if you follow this system for the next 2 days, you're going to be set up right. So anytime you're trading, a lot of people think that, like I said, it's gambling. But when you have the proper trader's mindset, you shouldn't be losing as much. And if you do, your profit should be overpowering those losses. Okay, when you do the math correctly. So before you place any trade, I always say check your mindset first, because trading is 80% mental. Because the market is only going to go one of three ways. It's going to go up, down, or it's going to go sideways. Okay, so a lot of people, when it comes to not doing one in Forex, it's that human part of us. So we have to make sure before we even place a trade, we have the proper mindset. What do I mean by that? I always tell people, check your vibe. Are you anxious, and just anxious before you even sit down and place that to take the trade? Then don't trade. Because remember, the market is 24/7. So just because you didn't trade today doesn't mean you can't trade tonight. You can't trade tomorrow. You can't trade over the weekend. Just if you know that you're not in the right mood, do not trade, because it seems like the market can sense when you're in a bad mood and you're going to have a kind of rough day. And we don't want that, okay? So check your feelings. Make sure you're inside the proper environment, right? Make sure you're focused when it's time to place these trades. Another thing I like people to know is always follow your trading plan. What is a trading plan? With everything we do in life, we normally have some type of plan to get there, right? If you're starting a business, you got to have a business plan. When you're starting schools, you have a certain curriculum. So the same thing in trading. Do not treat it any differently, okay? Because like I said, this plat is very lucrative, but it's all about how you started off from the start. So a trading plan is when you really get into this, you're going to learn what days you enjoy trading. Because just because I might trade Tuesday through Thursdays, you might be like, hey, I like to trade on the weekends. I like to trade Mondays. But whatever it is, once you start to trade, you're going to see the days you like to trade. You're going to see the times that you prefer to trade. Because although I said London session starting at 3 a.m. is a great session to trade, Keisha not up at 3 a.m. I don't get up to 6. So I don't trade. I start off trading in the New York session. So a lot of trades you're going to see come through the group will be between 8 and 10 a.m. unless it's a pending order trade. You're going to see it come throughout the day for you, okay? So these are kind of things you got to know when you're doing your trading plan. Another thing, highly important, so if you didn't write down any other notes, write this one down right here. You only want to risk what you are comfortable with losing. So if you're coming into this, you're like, hey, I'm going to trade my whole bill money. No, if you're not comfortable losing that, because like I said, you cannot win 100% of the trades. Anybody out there telling you can are telling stories to you. I promise you. So you want to only risk what you're comfortable losing. What do I mean by that? If you're like, hey, Keish, to be honest with you, my funds are a little, so I'm not comfortable with losing or risking any more than $5 in my account. Then boom, you know that. So now when you're trading, you're going to set the correct lot size where you don't risk any more than $5. You're going to set the proper stop loss where you're not risking any more than $5, okay? And if you're really serious about this, like I say, you're not going to learn everything in these 3 days. I highly suggest this book as your first book, Trading in the Zone, okay? And it's a picture of it right here. So Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, excellent book for beginners trading. And as you see up here, it says, first you learn, and then you're going to remove the L and you're going to start earning from this. So with all of this on this call, you're doing the first part, which is learning. Then eventually, it's going to take a time, right? Some people catch on faster than others, but with the market, it's your own learning speed. And then you're going to, of course, remove the L. So remember, I keep saying that we're going to compound, because small profits each day can add up to big results, because now you're thinking on the money mindset level, okay? Now, another thing, I want you to take a screenshot of this, but it's going to post in the group. It should be tomorrow, either late this evening. Know your trading goals. Some of you have already filled out the survey. Some people's like, hey, I'd be happy making at least $500 a month. Some people like, hey, I need at least $1,000 a month. Some people like, hey, I need at least 10 G's a month. So always know what your trading goal is and break it down to daily goals. So say, for instance, you're like, hey, I can do good with $5,000 a year. That means that now you're only looking to get $20 from the market. Doesn't that sound, especially as a beginner, doesn't it sound simpler to get $20 from the market than starting off on your first day trying to go $1,000 a day? We got to be realistic about this. That's why I said make sure you write down your realistic goals. So if you can make $20 out the market, eventually, yes, maybe month 3, month 6, you at $1,000 a day out the market. But it all comes over time, okay? So hopefully y'all getting this. Now, how to take a trade idea, because what I'm going to be posting inside the group for the next 2 days, or maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on how good of a class y'all are. I'm going to be putting in there trade ideas. So what is a trade idea? Your cheat codes. So instead of by you being new, coming in, trying to figure out how to mark up a chart, what this means, what that means, I'm going to give you the cheat code so that you're just copying exactly what it is that I suggest to you. Remember, not a financial advisor, that I suggest into your app. So what are some of the things you're going to need when you're copying into the app? For one, you're going to need the app, MetaTrader 4. You're also going to need to know what pair. I will always give you the pair because remember, it's always in pairs. So you see on the screen here, it says GBP USD example. And then you always want to look at the entry or the price. Don't worry, I'm giving you all of that. And then your take profit, stop loss, and of course, your lot size. Only thing I will not give you is your lot size because I want you all as beginners to play around with it because this is a demo account. So start off with the 0.01. Then take a 0.10, go ahead and step it up to a 1.00 so you can kind of get a feel for what those amounts are like. Because it's going to look good when it's in the blue, but I want you to also get a feel if it happens to drop to the red so you can see what those numbers are looking like, okay? Now, what do the trade ideas look like? When I post them inside the Telegram group, they're going to look similar to this. So here's an example of a buy order. I'm always going to tell you, it's going to be, all you're going to do is copy it, copy it, copy it, copy it. Don't overcomplicate it. You're going to copy it, okay? So I'm always going to tell you the pair, GBP USD. What is GBP? The Great British Pound against the US dollar. Do you need to know that when you're copying? You don't, okay? It's going to come over time. And because I didn't sit down and memorize what GBP USD, EUR, I didn't sit down and memorize that. It came over time when I started getting hands-on with this, okay? So I'm going to always give you the pair. I'm always going to tell you if it's a market execution, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you when I look to get it, when I got in at. But if it's a market execution, all you're doing is copying your stop loss and take profit. But I'm always going to tell you what to do. So next thing you're going to see, if it's a sell order, I'm always going to give you the price. Okay, I'm going to tell you where I got in at, and I'm going to give you the stop loss and the take profit. Okay, say for instance, for those that might miss the market execution orders, you want to pay attention to anytime you see a sell limit, a buy limit, a sell stop, or a buy stop, because those are your pending orders. So all you're going to do is the same exact thing. I'm going to have the pair. I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? Sell limit at, I'm going to give you the price to put in. I'm always going to give you a stop loss and take profit. What's the only thing I will not give you? Your lot size, because I want you to play around with that. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to tell you what's a sell stop. We're going to tell you what is a buy stop. I'm going to give you everything that you need, okay? So next, let's go ahead and take it live. Well, not your live account, demo account. And I want to show you how to open up a demo account for those that didn't, and then give you an example of placing trades. So now, first thing in the Horizon, when I start adding trades to the Telegram group, it's going to be, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be very anxious when you see it because you'll be like, oh my God, can I still get in? All you have to do is message me and ask me, okay? That's the benefit about this for the next couple of days. You have direct access to me, and you're able to just get extra mentorship. All right, but I am going to ask you though, did you watch the recording first? And then I got you, okay? So let's go ahead and open up our demo accounts. So I'm going to stop sharing from here, and I'm going to share from the cell phone. Okay, that's a beautiful part about learning the Forex market, because you can trade straight from your phone. And a lot of people, you're probably on your phone right now. So I'm going to share my screen. You should be able to see it in about 3, 2, 1. It should be popping up. If you can see it, go ahead and type a 2 in the chat if you can see it. All right, you should see my lovely nephew in the background. So if you can see my screen, type a 2. So I know it'll be good. Perfect, perfect. Sure, you can see it. So I'm going to assume everybody else can see it. Or y'all just so tuned in that you're like, okay, there we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. So once you download MetaTrader 4, it's going to look like this bottom right-hand corner. It says MetaTrader 4 next to my mail. You're going to click on it. Once you click on it, it's going to look just like this. Now, here's the most important part. The most important part, just because you download it does not mean your demo account is open. The reason why I want you all to open a demo account, because now it gives you access to trade more pairs as if you're trading a live account. Now, how do you open up a demo account? Now, this example here is going to be for a iPhone but I can walk you through on the Android side. So on the Android side, it's going to be 3 horizontal lines at the top left-hand corner. All right. Once you click those 3 horizontal lines, it's going to say Manage Accounts. Once you click on Manage Accounts, it's going to say New Account. And then now Makisha, the iPhone is up. So once again, Android phones. Now I'm going to post a video inside the Telegram group for my Android users as well. So first thing, once you download MetaTrader 4, it's going to look like this. For my Android users, top left-hand corner, it's going to be 3 horizontal lines. You want to click on those horizontal lines. It's going to say Manage Accounts. You want to click on Manage Accounts, and it's going to say New Account. All right, so y'all hold that thought. Now for my iPhone users, at the bottom here, it says Quotes, Chart, Trade, History, Settings. I want to click on Settings. Once I click on Settings, it says New Account. Now, we're about to combine this because now from the iPhone and Android, it's going to have the same exact stuff now. So now I'm going to click on New Account. Once I click on New Account, it gives me 2 options. Remember, we are doing a demo account over the next couple of days. Now, once you start to progress forward with this, eventually you'll open up a live account, and that's what the second option is for. So the first thing you want to do is open up a demo account. Now, another reason we open up a demo account, now you're practicing choosing your brokers, because you're not giving your money to me. You're not giving your money to whoever invited you to trade on your behalf. No. What you utilize is a broker, aka bank, okay, Forex banks. Now, by me not being a financial advisor, I cannot legally recommend brokers, but I can suggest that you go online, you type in Forex brokers for U.S. residents, Forex brokers for Jamaica, Forex brokers for South Africa, Forex broker for whatever country that you're in, and you can start off there, okay? But for training purposes only, we're going to do FX choice, okay? So all I want to do is where it says enter company or server name, I want to click in there. Once I click in there, I want to type in FX. We're going to pretend that it's not up there, okay? FX choice. And see it says classic or pro. It does not matter because we're doing a demo account. I want to click on it. Boom. The next thing you want to go ahead and do is enter your name, enter your phone number, email. It has to be real information. It's a demo account, so you're good. And then you want to go ahead and choose your account type. Most are USD. If it's not, you just click on and change it. Leverage. The important part about leverage is that with us coming in as being retail traders, the brokers allow you a certain leverage. So when it says 1 in 500, every dollar that you're trading it like it's $500. Okay. So you're going to learn a little bit more about that down the road, but just know you can always change it if you want to. So if I want to change it, say I want instead to do, I'm like, hey, I don't want that high of a leverage. I can go to 1 to 200. So every $1 I trade, I'm trading like it's $200 for every $1. And then so far and so on, $100 for $1. Okay. And then we're going to come down deposit. I highly recommend. Remember, we're going to trade this exactly like we're going to trade our live account. Okay. Because the numbers here are real numbers. It's just that you're using what it's called like paper money. So I want to take that down. So if you're not going to be depositing $100,000 in your account, let's take it down to some. Click on deposit. Let's take it down to 3,000. Even if you're not depositing 3,000, we're going to keep it at that one. So you're going to take it there, and we want to click on register. Once you click on register, it's going to give you login information, password. Don't worry if you you can't really mess up a demo account, but if you forgot your login information, it's okay. Just come back through and create a new demo account. All right. And I want to click on done. Okay. So once again, if you're on an Android, top left-hand corner, 3 horizontal lines, click it. Manage accounts, new accounts. If you're on an Apple phone, you want to come down all the way across, says quotes, go to the opposite end where it says settings. You want to click on new account. Once you click on new account, you want to open a demo account. Once you open your demo account, you want to type in the broker that you would like to use for educational purposes only. We're going to use FX choice. So where it says enter company or server name, I want to type it in, FX choice. See, it pops up. It does not matter which one I choose. I want to choose it. I put in all my information. I want to come down. I want to change my deposit because I want to trade it just like I'm going to trade my live account. I click on it. I click on register. It gives my information. If I lose it, I'm not worried because I can create a whole new account. Okay. So does everyone understand how to open up a demo account before we move forward? If you understand that, type a 3 in the chat. So if you understand how to open up a demo account, type a 3 in the chat. If you need me to go back over it, type a 4 in the chat. Okay. And I can go back over it. Because remember, this class is for you all. And today we're covering all the basics. Then tomorrow we dive in deep. So I hope you all have your demo accounts open. All right, so we're going to keep it moving. Now, so remember I said anytime that I'm posting inside the Telegram group, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. So say for instance, I put inside the chart, I'm like, okay, we're going to be trading GBP. No, let's do GBP JPY. All right. So I might say GBP JPY. If I'm saying it's a market execution, I'm going to say market execution, and I'm going to give you a stop loss and take profit. So we're looking at this quotes page here. This is very important if you're not paying attention. You're looking at this quotes page, and I said, I want you to trade GBP JPY. Do you see it on the screen? If you see it on the screen, type a 4. If you don't see it on the screen, type a 5. So if you see GBP, I'm typing in the chat. I know sometimes, my Georgian is getting my way. So GBP JPY. So did anyone see GBP JPY on the screen? Yes, no, maybe so. Don't worry, I'll wait. I want still paying attention. There we go. All right, perfect. No, you don't see it on the screen. So how do you add a pair? So what you want to do, anytime I'm posting a trade inside the chat, no, it's not here. There we go, perfect. So anytime I post a trade inside the chat and you don't see that pair, you want to add a pair. So how do you add on a pair? At the top right hand corner, you see where it says advanced? It's a plus sign. All I want to do is click on that plus sign. Once I click on that plus sign, I want to type inside the search bar the pair that is inside the group. So if it was GBP JPY, I want to just click in the search bar and I want to type in GBP JPY. You see it pops up. On the Android, you just press it, it disappears. If you're on the iPhone, all these phones, you're going to type on the green button. Click on the green button, it disappears. Now you want to click on the cancel, you want to go back, and now it's down here at the bottom. So anytime you do not see a pair on your chart, you want to make sure you add a pair. How do you add a pair? Once again, top right hand corner, you want to click on the plus sign. Once you click on the plus sign, you want to type in the pair that you're looking for. So if it was EUR, AUD, you want to type it in. If you're on Android, you press it, it disappears, you're good to go. On the iPhone, you press the green button, go cancel, go back, and it's down here at the bottom. So now in the chart, say hypothetically in the Telegram group, I say, okay, we're going to be trading GBP JPY. When you click on it, it's going to give you options. It says trade, chart, details. So you want to trade the pair because we're not going to go, like I said, you're not going to be an expert trader after this, but at least you're going to know how to enter and place trades. So if you want to trade a pair, what we're going to click on? The trade button. They kind of make it a little simple for us. And then the next thing you want to do, so I'm going to give you 2 examples. So the first example, you saw it come through the group, and I said I want you to buy now, sell now. I might say market execution, or it might be market execution, buy, market execution, sell. On an Android phone, it's going to have instant execution. So anytime you see execution period, you're clicking the button right now. So next thing is going to come down. So you see where it says 0.10, that is your lot size. That is the one thing I said I will not give you because I want you to test around with that. But how do you change it? I can click on it, right? And I can go 0.01 if I want to test it out, or I can go 0.10 to test it out. But then I want to copy exactly what it is that Keish puts into the group. So Keish is going to have SL, which means stop loss. All I want to do is put that in. So my stop loss, hypothetically, all you're doing is copying the numbers. So if my stop loss was 160.00. Say hypothetically, I gave you that stop loss. Then I give you a take profit, which would be TP. Oh, another quick thing. So with Android, I got to remember to go to both. For the Android, instead of it saying stop loss, it's going to be a red line. Anytime you see the red line, that's your stop loss area. If you see the green line, that's your take profit area. So once again, on the Android phone, stop loss is a red line, take profit is a green line. Okay? And then once you have everything in here, and all you're doing is copying the numbers, you want to put it. I'm going to tell you market execution, instant execution. I might say buy. You just click on the buy. If I said sell, you'll click on sell. So if I clicked on buy, boom. This is how you know you did it correctly, because for one, you're going to start off in the red. So I'm glad that it started off in the red, because why? It will always start off in the red. Okay? Because remember, we're utilizing brokers, and brokers, they aren't free. So you kind of have to pay like a cut. So it's always going to start off in the red because that's the broker's fee. Don't worry, the broker's fee is never $1,000. It's never $5, nothing like that. That all depends on your lot size. Sometimes it's, 1 pip, 2 pip, it might be 10 cent, 20 cent, and then it all depends on your lot size. So example, let me go back to GBP JPY. Okay, I want to find it again. I want to click on trade. And what I'm gonna do this time is lower my lot size so you can see the difference. So I got 0.10. So if I want to do it 0.01, I want to do the very basic so I can learn it first. And then I copied exactly what was put inside the Telegram group, right? I put in my stop loss. Remember, from my Android, my stop loss from the red side. I went ahead and put in my take profit, right? Remember, if you're on Android, take profit's green side. Then I went ahead and clicked the buy button. It said it was a buy. You notice how low it started off? It all depends on your lot size. So if you come in here and you're like, hey, I'm going to do a 10.00 lot size, just know your cut's going to be a lot bigger. The number's going to be a lot bigger. But it's always going to start off in the red because that is the brokers taking their commission. I think that'd be more simpler, their commission, okay? So once you have everything in, you're good to go. You don't have to sit here and stare at this all day. You're good. You have just placed your first trade inside the market. These numbers are live numbers moving, okay? So you have placed your first trade. So you're like, man, okay, what next? Now we wait. Because now you have in, if I click it, you have your stop loss in. You have your take profit in. So no matter if it closes off in a lesson learned or a profit, you don't have to sit and stare at it all day because it's going to do it regardless, okay? But say for instance, because remember you're new at this, you might forget to put in your stop loss or take profit. Or, let me show you something else. Go down to GBP, JPY. I'm going to click on trade. You're like, okay, Key said do a, instant execution or market execution. She said, I'm going to be buying it now. Let me put in my stop loss. And you copy the numbers. Like, okay, my stop loss, I'm going to go 1.60, right? And I'll put in my take profit. I think she said it was this number. Right? You put in this number, you're like, it's going to be a buy. You see what just popped up? Invalid stop loss or take profit. Let me do it again. So make sure y'all saw that. See at the top? Invalid stop loss or take profit. Anytime you see that, that means that you didn't look at the numbers. That means that the numbers were either mixed up or you got in the wrong numbers. And that's when you just simply come right back to the Telegram group and verify the numbers. Okay? If you still see that and it was a market execution order, that means that it's too late to enter the trade because the parameters have already been crossed. All right? So you'll still do the same thing. So you're like, man, okay, I did put in the wrong number. So you want to put in the right number. Say if it's 16300. Boom. Now you're good to go. Okay? So another thing I want to show you, say you forgot to enter in your stop loss or your take profit. I want to show you how to modify a trade. Okay? So don't worry, this video is recorded, so you can always go back and watch it. Then of course you have access to direct access to myself over the next couple of days. So if I wanted to modify our order, same way, Android or iPhone, I just want to click on it. When I click on it, it gives me more options. They kind of make it simple for you. And don't be afraid, especially if you're being new, click the buttons. Click to see what the close button does. Click to see what the modified buttons does. Click every single thing, okay? But we're going to modify an order. So all I want to do is click on modify. And then say, for instance, I put in the wrong take profit or forgot to put in anything. Now I can go back and put in the numbers I wanted to put in. Okay, so whatever it was, and it's going to light up as long as you got them in correctly. Click on modify. You're good to go. And then what do? You let the trade do its thing. This is Forex trading. So it's not going to close out in 2 seconds, okay? It might take 30 minutes. It might take an hour. Sometimes it might close out the next day. But if you're having these pending orders, you don't have to sit there and stare at it all day, okay? So I have any questions on how to place a trade? Any questions? Everybody good on placing a trade? If you need me to go back over it, just let me know and I go back over it. So I'm going to assume everybody good. Going once. Going twice. All right. Okay. So remember, this is recorded. So what I'm going to do is go back over to the main screen. I'm going to stop sharing from over here. And I am going to share from the main screen. But if you have questions, definitely let me know. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. And we're going to share one more time for here. And then we are almost finished. And then tomorrow you're going to have some fun tomorrow. Let's see screen 3. And you should be able to see the screen. Let's make sure. Should be sharing in 3, 2, boom, there it is. All right. So what we covered so far was a little bit of terminology. Like I said, don't get hung up on the terminology. Forex trading is all hands on. Okay. You might not have questions now, but I know for a fact, once I place that first trade in the group tomorrow, I'm going to get some questions. Okay. And don't be afraid to ask your questions because you might have a question that somebody else might have the same question too. So I'm still going to answer your question and answer their question as well because it's all about being able to take advantage of mentorship. So ask your questions. Don't be afraid or think you're going to break something or you're asking too many questions. Ask your questions. That's the fastest way you're going to learn this. Okay. So we went ahead and opened up a demo account. We went over terminology. We covered risk management. Okay, we went over making sure that you put in the correct lot sizes. You decide your own lot sizes. We went over saying that I'm going to go ahead and send you the cheat codes for the next couple of days. And all you're doing when you see those trades is you're going to copy them into your MetaTrader 4 app. Okay, we're not going to overcomplicate it. Now, homework. Like I said, I'm proud military, so I got to give out some homework. So what is your homework for tonight? If you have not already, go ahead and open up your demo account. When you open up your demo account, I want you to send me a screenshot of it, okay? Saying that you open up your demo account, and you can message me, whether it's on text message, some people are doing WhatsApp, or Telegram, okay? Send me that screenshot so I can know that you're serious, because I only want to work with serious people over the next couple of days. That's after you open your demo account. The next thing you want to go ahead and do is rewatch tonight's recording. Because right now you probably was like glued in. You're like, okay, I'm learning this, but I sure got to watch it over again. I'm going to post the recording as soon as it's ready. Should be in the next 30 minutes. Watch tonight's recording over again. Also tonight, to get you ahead of the class for tomorrow, go ahead and download, I'm going to type it in the chat for you, TradingView app. Okay, TradingView app. Hopefully I spelled that right. The TradingView app. And it's also a desktop version. So you want to download the TradingView app, because tomorrow we're going to dive into the charts and I'm going to break down a few things. Okay, Neil. See, Neil already had everything. He said you already got all that done. So perfect. So you're good to go then. So you'll be ahead of the class. So if you haven't downloaded TradingView app though, make sure you download that. And then another thing I want you to do is go ahead and create a free TradingView account. Okay, because tomorrow we're going to dive into the charts. She got to do a couple of markups, go over, how the market moves, and just going to, be very interactive. So make sure you go ahead and download that, but I'm going to show you as well on how to download it tomorrow, because I'm going to show you every single thing. Okay, so homework, take a screenshot of that, and don't worry, I post inside the group as well. Now, go ahead and set your timer. As you know, I shut down class 5 minutes after, because I like to respect everybody's time. So for tomorrow, class is at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So shout out to all of you who are on time. Those who didn't make it, they're going to have to watch the recording. So it says on here we're going to place trades utilizing MetaTrader 4, but technically that was today. Tomorrow we're going into the charts, because I want to make sure you guys actually just look at the charts and learn some things on the charts. Okay, don't worry. Same thing as far as like tonight, 45 minutes prior, you're going to see the link to the Zoom pop up in the chat. So make sure you stay close to a Telegram group. All right, so I have any questions? Any questions? Going once? Going twice? All right, well, if you think of any questions, like I said, a lot of you either got my WhatsApp, Telegram, or text message, definitely let me know, and I got you all covered. All right, and just remember, I'd like to thank each and last one of you for attending class tonight. 10 years from now, you're going to look back and say, I am glad I started this trading. All right, no problem at all. What type of trader are you? As far as what? As far as scalper, Neil, as far as day trading, you're so welcome. But if you're asking as far as that, Neil, I'm more of an in-between. So I like the day trading, right? And then I like a little bit, every now and then, a swing trader, okay? Yeah, there we go, yeah. So day trader and swing trader. So most of the trades you see that I'm going to send out of pending orders are between the day trading and swing trading. It's very rare that I do scalping. If I do scalping, it's for the indices, but that's a whole nother thing. Interesting things. Okay, perfect. So I'm glad that you all have enjoyed tonight. Like I said, the recording will be dropped into the group, and we have questions. Definitely let me know. Tomorrow class, 7 p.m. sharp, and make sure you knock out your homework, okay? So I'm looking forward to seeing you all in class tomorrow and answering your questions. I'm wishing each and last one of you a blessed, prosperous, and wonderful rest of the evening.